Mary had a little man. The fault. We believe that all men are created equal.
To the magnificent mosaic that is America.
From radio beacon to radio beacon. I have a dream. Change has come to America.
Believe me. Help is on the way.
Knock, knock. Who's there?
It's a figment of your imagination.
Randi Rhodes Show.
Turn up your mind.
Overnight, a string of dangerous thunderstorms slamming the Northeast, washing away cars and collapsing roads.
That's insane.
27 million people now under flood alerts across the Northeast, from eastern New York to New Hampshire.
A lot of traffic, a lot of water.
Oh my gosh.
Torrential downpours leaving drivers stranded, like this apocalyptic scene in Orange County, New York, which is now under a state of emergency.
Be advised, Main Street and the traffic circle is completely underwater. I got a car going down the river.
Rain totals there reaching nearly 8 inches, creating hazardous sinkholes in the road. As the sweeping storms turned catastrophic, officials say one woman was killed trying to evacuate her home. The National Weather Service in New York urging residents to avoid the roads, warning stay away or be swept away.
Oh, God.
Drivers dealing with swamped roads throughout the region. In Pennsylvania, nearly 10 inches of water left vehicles submerged.
But I just watched my car just swim away.
While parts of Connecticut were hammered by about 5 inches of rain in just over an hour. And it comes as Americans in the South and West are dealing with the extreme heat that's been baking the region. And Southwest temps are expected to stay between 105 to 120 degrees this week, including in some parts of California, where another disaster struck in Los Angeles County. A massive landslide causing evacuations of homes in Rolling Hills Estates. While back east, residents look for rescues as a deluge of devastating weather wreaks havoc on the region.
And the landslide brought me down. Oh, mirror. I mean, what are you going to do? You got to sing, right? You got to sing. This is what happens when you have a country that gets its religious advice from Joe Rogan, okay? Its medical advice from RFK Jr., and its environmental advice from freaking Texas, okay? This is where you end up. And every single scientist that studies the atmosphere, that studies climate, that studies, the clouds and the heat domes and all, they're all, and El Nino and La Nina and all of the, jet streams and the changes in the jet stream and everything else are saying this is the I told you so moment that we did not want to have. Where here it has happened. Global warming looks like this. Thusly is what it looks like, okay? This is climate change. This is global warming. It's here. It's with us. And the only answer to the dilemma is to stop emitting the CO2 into the air. Stop it. And like I said, people aren't, they're not going to take. So I wanted to remind you that, when I was flying over the country, it really did shock me. That's why I keep bringing it up. It just really shocked me to look down when I was flying from Florida to LA and to see all of the wind farms over places like Oklahoma and Texas, places where they deny that renewables are an answer or the answer or part of an answer. They are not, as far as Greg Abbott. Forget about being woke, okay? Greg Abbott doesn't even want you conscious. And I know this because during this massive heat wave, on the first day of the giant heat wave that is so much longer than heat waves used to be, he actually decided that they would not give water breaks to construction workers. Remember that? Hard to remember because, it was like a couple of weeks ago when the heat wave began. But that's what Abbott wanted. That's what he said. He said, do not give construction workers water breaks. Because, like I said, he doesn't want you to forget woke. He doesn't even want you to be alive. He doesn't want you to be conscious. Very sad, very sick. You know the one place that doesn't have air conditioning in Texas? Do you know? Prisons. Mm-hmm. No, that'd be fine if you hate prisoners so much, that you're like, good. Let them die of heat stroke. Let them die of dehydration. Let them wriggle on the floor in agony. Yeah, but what if you're making a living by being a corrections officer? Oops, forgot about them. Because that's what you do. Careless. So sorry about your situation, corrections officer. Sorry, but they don't give a rat's ass about any. But here's the thing about the wind farms. The reason why Texas is still on the grid and able to provide electricity for air conditioning to Texans right now is because of the increase in renewable energy generation that is now on their grid. Now, what's crazy about it is it works, and yet they're against it. They're against it. So Abbott and his Republican legislature want to now create obstacles for renewables, okay? And they would like, in Texas, you could put an oil rig in front of a kinder care. You could put an oil rig in front of a hospital. You could put an oil rig in front of a cancer care. Do you know what I'm saying? They don't really can't wear perfume, but you can have an oil rig right in front of the cancer care. Yeah, they don't permit. They don't need a permit. They don't need no stinking permit. But now, if you do renewables, they want you to have to ask permission to put a solar panel on your company, on your business, on your home. They want to create a permit structure that, big oil and gas doesn't have for renewables, for wind turbines, and obviously for solar panels. So far, they haven't been able to get even the psychos in Texas's supermajority Republican legislature to greenlight that particular, affliction to inhibit renewable energy generation. But it's something that they are considering and thinking about, and they keep introducing. Now, that's how sick and twisted oil and gas and fossil fuel industry donors are. That's how protective they are of their industry, of their ability to generate, gouging prices for you. But here we are, everybody. Here we are. And it's not just America, just in case you thought, well, what's wrong with that? There's nothing wrong. It's everywhere, okay? India has massive flooding. They have landslides there. China, Beijing, 104 degrees in Beijing, 104 degrees, okay? It's all over the world. It's landslides and heat waves and flooding. And this is like a sci-fi movie from the 90s. What was that? The Day After Tomorrow? Was that the one?
Oh, yeah. That one was the really cold one, right?
I don't know. I can't remember. There's so many, disaster movies. Which one was the heat one and the landslide one and the flooding one? And
I don't know, but I guarantee The Rock was in it.
Yeah. Well, Elton John's free. He can. And can I just say this? What are you doing throwing your crap at rock stars now, at performers? What is that about now?
And I cannot believe they've made me feel bad for Harry Styles.
Right.
I love to hate this guy. And now I see him get pegged in the face at one of his concerts by one of his fans. And I'm like, oh, my God.
Well, it's not just him, okay? I mean, Drake got nailed in the face, too.
Baby Rexha.
Baby Rexha did. And this girl, I don't even know who she is, Kelsey Ballerini.
Yep. Did you see Adele challenged her
fans? Yes, good for her.
Yeah, good for her. She's a tough broad,
It's like, don't you try it at my concert. I'll come down there. Don't make me come down there. Yeah, I love the tough girl with the great voice. I mean, gotta say, that's like, woo. And with the long nails, she can mash your eyeball out. You know that, right? This is the woman's superpower, is when you have the very long, spiky, even the coffin shape will do it too. But you could take that nail and you could stick it in someone's eyeball and mash their eyeball right out like you're a CIA agent or something like that. She'll do it. She's your girl.
She is a cussing, fighting, tough pop star, and I love her.
Yeah, I do too. She's amazing. I would love to, just to throw down with her one time, like one Friday night with Adele. I would. I know, I would make her sing though. Then she would hate me. But I mean, what is going on that people are just chucking stuff from the audience at people on stage who are entertaining you? I mean, did you forget that you paid $1,000 for your ticket? I mean, like, what is going on in your pea brain? I honestly don't know. But we're listen, we're in bad shape. We're in bad shape. This is the moment for everybody to take stock. Don't have time to listen to the live show? Want to hear more on your schedule? Go to randyrhodes.com and buy a stinking podcast.